Ah, you found the eggs. And the old monk, is he alright?
He's dead. Killed by Vodianoi.
Then I am sorry. He was a gentle and kind-hearted man, a credit to his people. These eggs will never hatch. I will use my magic to bind them, so the water spirits cannot use them to cross into our world. But I will study them, peer inside them, into the realm of elemental water. As I promised, here is your reward. May the Dark Sister protect you wherever your roads may lead.
have the chalice, but where is Marlowe?
Eaten by spiders. I found his bones in the desert.
That's horrible. I know I shouldn't feel sad. It's no worse than he deserved. Please, let me put the chalice back in our treasury. Don't tell anyone what I did. If they send me away, I have nowhere else to go.
Take the chalice. Your secret is safe with me.
Here, lest you think me ungrateful, this belonged to my father. I want you to have it as a gift. And if I ever recover my family's title, I shall remember my debt to the Legion. Thank you.
Is there anything you need?
Your friend Eridai is dead. I found his body in the cave.
I should have known something was wrong. We hadn't heard from him in days. Apart from Simeon, Brother Eridai was the last of the monks who were here when I first came to the Abbey. Thank you for telling me. He was a good friend, and he'll be missed.
All the monks seem to follow your lead. Are you in charge of the Abbey?
We don't have a leader, not since Simeon left us. Only the Synod can appoint a new abbot, and we're not on speaking terms with the Mother Church. As for me, I'm only a sister monk. I have no title or rank.
Still, you seem to be the first among equals.
I've been here longer than most. I try to keep the others safe. Almost all the monks are refugees. They refused to fight for Jane Cassinda, so they fled the church and gathered here. These monks are the future. When Jane is gone, we'll redeem the church for all the evil that she has done.
Who built this abbey? How long has it been here?
The abbey is only a century old, not nearly as old as the vault or the ruins. They built it to honor Saint Hiram, the last of the Azanite saints. He died in the vault, long before the abbey was here. Brother Cornelius wrote a book that tells the story. I'm sure there's a copy here, somewhere in the abbey.
Humor me. I want to hear the story from you.
Well, I'm not half the historian that Cornelius is, but I'll do my best. Simeon taught me the story when I was growing up. Saint Hiram lived a long time ago, when the Kingdom of Ebb was still young. He was portly and very famous, loved by all the people. After a long life of service to the church, he wanted nothing more than to settle down at an abbey in the warm south, where he was born. But the Synod called on Hiram for one last mission. The hierarchs made him their envoy, and they sent him here.
They sent him here? To the vault, you mean?
In those days, there was a whole religious community here, built around the vault. Their patriarch was Molokai, a disciple of Hathra Unok, the maimed king. He came from across the desert, from the Empire of Stars. But Molokai abandoned the worship of Azanai for a false god. The church sent Hiram to bring him back into the fold. They thought that no one would dare harm such a beloved man, the last of the Azanite saints, but they were wrong.
So Molokai murdered Saint Hiram, and the Legion was sent to avenge him.
Yes, Hiram was imprisoned in the vault, tortured probably, and finally killed. The church called a crusade. They begged the Legion to slay the heretics and set a curse on them, and on the vault where Hiram died. You've seen the curse at work. The skeletal warriors and priests in the desert. They are what remains of the heretics, their souls still bound to this world. 100 years later, an order of monks made a pilgrimage here. They found Hiram's body, and they built this abbey on top of the vault where he died.
If this whole place was cursed, why build an abbey here?
As a refuge for travelers who have to pass through this part of the desert. And also for us, for the monks who thought the church was becoming too political, too corrupt. This abbey has a long tradition of dissent. We're all dangerous rebels here. That's what Jane and the hierarchs would say.
We'll talk again later.
I hope so. Just be careful outside our walls.
Be on guard. The undead aren't always so restless. Most of the time, they sleep beneath the sand.
Is there anything you need?
We'll talk.
I hope.
Sister Eleanor is far too sweet to beg any favors. That's better left to a shameless lout like me. So here's the short of it. Our poor Saint Hiram is missing his hand. It's been lost for years, and we don't know where it is. But the rest of his bones were found in the vault, so his hand might still be there.
Hiram was your patron saint?
The Jolly Saint of Kettleburg, they called him. He could reach out his hand and pluck a fine red apple from thin air. Or some chocolates, or a bottle of wine, whatever you liked. He worked all kinds of miracles with that hand, mostly involving food and drink. But those are the best kind, if you ask me.
How did Saint Hiram end up in the vault?
Oh, tragic story. The good saint came to this place on a mission from the church a long time ago, back when Molokai and his heretics were alive. All he meant to do was talk to them, share a feast and a drink or three, try to turn them back to the faith. But no, the heretics, dour, joyless fellows that they were, they locked poor Hiram in the vault. And that's where he died. Wish I knew how it happened, but I don't.
So you want me to look for a missing hand?
Well, sounds a little silly when you put it like that, but yes, must be down in the vault somewhere. Hiram wore a ring inscribed with the shield of Azanai. It marked him as an envoy of the church. If it's still on his finger, you'll know you found his hand.
Saints and prophets of old, I call upon you. Accept this offering of oil that once was blood. Hear my words. In Azunai's name, unseal the door and open the way.
Don't go inside, not yet. I had to warn you. Something powerful is waiting in the vault. Worse than the other undead.
Go on. I'm listening.
The chiefs of the heretics, the ones who built the vault and the ruins, they weren't ordinary men. They were giants from the Agalan Mountains, powerful and very long-lived. Most of them were sealed in the vault, but the scent of Legion blood will call them awake.
I already fought some giant skeletons in the desert.
Those were the youngest giants. They'd serve as Templars for a decade or more before they took their vows. But the older giants, the priests, they could live for 1,000 years, and they knew magic that the Legion has forgotten. Even in death, I doubt that knowledge has abandoned them.
The leader of the giants. Who was he?
Molokai, last disciple of the maimed king. His faith was strong when he first came here, but after 300 years, something changed, and he lost his way.
Is there anything else you know about the vault?
Whatever is hidden inside, whatever the greatest treasure of the faith really is, nothing good ever comes of its pursuit. The vault devours everyone who passes through its gate. Saint Hiram, Etienne de Marnay, even Simeon. In one way or another, all of them were lost. Some secrets are better left in the dark. Even if you discover the truth, it will always have a consequence. For someone, if not for you.
Thanks for the warning. We'll be all right.
The treasure in the vault doesn't matter. Not to me. But I hope you find Dumane. Alive or dead. At least we'll finally know.
Did you hear that? It came from behind the wall.